Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Wekiva High School welcomes you to Mustang Field for varsity softball competition. Please welcome our guests from Windermere High School. They are the Wolverines. And they'll be taking on your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. We'll begin with our guests from Windermere, and we will start with their reserves. Number 4, Katie Benedict. Number 11, Faith Campopiano. Number 7, MK Cruz Vasquez. And number 19, Penny Aponte. The starting lineup for the Wolverines. Batting first and behind the plate at the bottom of each inning, number 2, Ayanna Powell. Batting second is second baseman number 1, Chrissy Fleming. Third in the lineup for the Wolverines is shortstop number 8, Olivia Lovins. The cleanup hitter for Windermere is first baseman number 5, Kristen Reifenberg. In the 5-hole for Windermere is right fielder number 9, Alyssa Bardsley. Batting sixth, third baseman number 33, Ari Bosch. Seventh in the lineup for Windermere, and in the pitcher circle to start today's game, number 10, Holly Heath. Batting eighth is left fielder number 22, Alexis Gauss. And finally, ninth in the lineup for the Wolverines is center fielder number 99, Natalia Velez. The head coach of the Wolverines, they are managed by Eileen Hannigan, with assistant coaches Lisa Mello and Sarah Eitz. And now, let's meet your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Starting with their reserves, number 2, Zaria Davis. Number 4, Khalil Henderson. Number 5, Alexis Sanchez. Number 12, Yura Reed. Number 13, Jakayla Randall. And number 18, Taylor Cherniewski. And now the starting lineup for the Mustangs. The leadoff hitter for Wekiva is shortstop number 3, Courtney Chisholm. Second in the lineup for the Mustangs, designated player number 14, Katie Dean. And fielding for her as the flex hitter in right field is number 1, Alex Wissinger. Third in the lineup for the Mustangs and behind the plate at the top of each inning, number 11, Alicia Perez. Cleanup hitter for the Mustangs, third baseman number 24, Marla Lovato. In the 5-hole, first baseman, number 25, Sarah McDermott. Sixth in the lineup for the Mustangs, and in the pitcher circle to get the start for today's game, number 8, Alyssa Griffin. Batting seventh for the Mustangs is second baseman, number 15, Vanessa Garcia. Eighth in the lineup for the Mustangs is center fielder number 6, Lexi Whitz. And finally for the Mustangs, batting ninth, left fielder number 10, Sarah Daniel. The head coach of the Mustangs, they are managed by Nyesha Griffin and assistant coach Sherry McDermott. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remove cover. As we stand here today, Wekiva High School and Windermere High School, along with the Florida High School Athletic Association and its members, together with the entire state of Florida and this great country, mourn the senseless loss of life following the horrific tragedy at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. At this time, let's join together in a moment of silent reflection in honor of the lives lost and all those affected. Thank you. Your positive thoughts for Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School are appreciated. And now, please remain standing for the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, Today's game is being webcast live in two different ways. Our scoreboard, as you may have noticed, is not functioning today, but you can get the scoreboard on your phone. It's very easy. If you have the iScore Central app, you can do it that way. Just search for either Wekiva or Windermere. You can also go to our website, WekivaMustangs.com. In just a moment, we are going to post the direct link next to today's game on the schedule. If you would just like to tap the little bar chart icon, it will take you to live stats. Make sure your friends and family back home know that they can do that as well. We also, for the first time this season, are offering full live audio video streaming. And you can get that from our website as well, WekivaMustangs.com. You can also get it from an app called The Cube. So you can go to our website. Again, that is WekivaMustangs.com. Scroll down to Mustang TV and hit the play button, and you can watch live that way. You can also, if you have a big screen TV at home, and you download an app called The Cube, C-U-B-E, just like the shape, The Cube. If you download that app, then you can watch on the big screen TV. That also works on your mobile devices. Even if you are using a mobile device, so you don't need the app, you can certainly use that if you prefer. But you can also just go to WekivaMustangs.com and click play, and we will be glad to get you going with a live stream. We know that these 4 o'clock start times are not always easy for all of our fans and parents to make. So if you are stuck at the office or anywhere else, we are happy to get that service provided for you. As we enter the top of the first inning, leadoff hitter for the Wolverines, catcher number 2, Ayanna Powell. Powell with a single grounder to left. She's safe at first. Next at the plate for the Wolverines, second baseman number 1, Chrissy Fleming. Lexi Witz makes the fly catch at center field. 1 away for the Wolverines. Next at the plate, shortstop, number 8, Olivia Levens. And a special welcome to those of you joining us on the webcast today here at WekivaMustangs.com or on theCUBE. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs. I'll be taking you through this afternoon's ball game. The Mustangs with a new starting pitcher. Today, this is Alyssa Griffin's first time starting for the Mustangs, as the Mustangs are looking to develop a little bit more depth in their pitching lineup. They, of course, also have Katie Dean on the roster as well, who is known to take the pitcher circle from time to time. Alex Wissinger also. She was the relief pitcher yesterday. Lexi Witz debuted yesterday as the starting pitcher. And, of course, we have Carmen Pino as well, who is recovering. So the Mustangs certainly looking to improve their depth in the pitcher circle this year in a much bigger way than they have in the past. This is pitch number 3. It's right up the middle and a little bit early on the swing. Fouls it down the third base line. 1-2 is the count. Wolverines making their first ever visits to Wekiva High School, at least in the softball sport. They are a brand new program this year. Down in the southern portion of the county, near Disney World, a relief school for West Orange, which was nearly twice the size of even the largest 9A schools prior to the split. And in fact, even after the split, they are still a 9A program. Fourth pitch was high. It brings up a 2-2 count. This one's high as well. She's going to chop at it anyway. And just a little bit too far outside the third base line for any of the Mustangs to make a play on it. Still 2-2. Some of you may have joined us during the winter sports season for some of our basketball webcasts. That's something that we are hoping to do more and more of as we are able to. As the school enters season 11 here. Wekiva opened in 2007. And this one is going to go directly to Lexi Witz. She's able to get it back to second in time. Not to make a double play, but the runner is held up there. Lexi Witz on the fly catch at center field. 2 away for the Wolverines. Next to the plate for Windermere, shortstop, number 8, Olivia Levens. Riffenberg safe at first. Powell at third. Next at the plate for the Wolverines, right fielder number 9, Alyssa Bardsley. And I apologize as I misspoke. That was Riffenberg at the plate there, not Levens. Levens had already been on the previous out. Lovato bobbling the fielding on that one and just a little bit late on the throw to first base. Not able to make the tag at third either. Certainly a close call. And here comes Bardsley for her first at-bat of the day. Mustangs are 1-2 on the season so far. They opened up with a good quality win versus the Boone Braves. This one again is going to bounce off of Lovato's glove. Powell comes home to put the Wolverines on the board, 1-0. Runners at 1 and 2 now for third baseman number 33, Ari Bosch. First pitch is high and to the outside. Ball 1. Second pitch is high. Bosch not interested in that either. 2 balls. As I mentioned earlier, a quality win versus the Boone Braves opened the season for the Mustangs. And then 2 losses in a row came against Lyman. And then yesterday as well against East Ridge. Riffenberg is caught stealing at third base, and that will take us to the middle of the first inning. In that half inning, the Wolverines scored 1 run on 1 hit with 2 Mustang errors, leaving 1 Wolverine on base, and the score is 1-0 Windermere at the end of half an inning. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we want to remind you we do have that link live now. If you go to WekivaMustangs.com, there is a little icon next to today's game on the schedule. It looks like a tiny little bar chart. If you click on that, whether you are here at the ballpark using your mobile device or whether you have friends and family at the office or at home and they want to see a live scoreboard, they can do that. It's more than just a scoreboard. We've got our player photos on there, stats and more. Again, it's WekivaMustangs.com. Click the little bar chart icon next to today's game for the live scoreboard. Or maybe you'd like to see even more. Maybe you would like to get a full scoreboard, a full audio-video broadcast of today's game. We can do that for you, too. Go to WekivaMustangs.com and look for Mustang TV a little bit down the homepage. Now, if you are an app user, you want to use an app on your smart TV at home or an app on your phone, you can do that, too. The audio-video goes through an app called The Cube, C-U-B-E. That's the app that you'll need if you want to use that on your phone instead of using your web browser. You can also use that on your smart TV at home. And if you want the live scoreboard action, that is on an app called iScore Central. Those are all absolutely free, no registration required, as we try to bring our Mustang games to as many people as we can, even if they're not able to get out here for these 4 o'clock starts. As we enter the bottom of the first inning, the Mustangs' leadoff hitter once again is shortstop, number 3, Courtney Chisholm. First pitch is bit outside. Chisholm not interested, ball 1. Chisholm, one of the Mustang slappers. And that one almost in the same place as the first. The umpire will judge it to be just inside the strike zone. 1-1. 3 home games in a row open up the softball season here at Mustang Field. Baseball has to wait a little longer. They hosted the preseason classic and got 1 game in last week that did not count on the record. But your first chance to see them live at home for a game that actually counts is not until March 1st. March 1st will be the first home game for the baseball team, which started their regular season this week with all away games. Chisholm is caught looking here. Still hasn't seen anything she liked. 2-2 count. And this one is outside once again. And it brings up a full count. Chisholm has taken 5 pitches, hasn't swung at anything yet. She'll swing at this one, though. It looks like a 6-3, and it is. Good running there by Chisholm, but that one was not beatable. Olivia Levens makes the throw to Riffenberg. 1 away for the Mustangs. Next at the plate for Wekiva, designated player number 14, Katie Dean. First pitch is just inside the strike zone on the bottom corner there. Strike 1. Katie Dean, again, a member of the Mustangs' ever-growing pitching battery. Mustangs have a lot of rotation in their positions this year. They have at least 2 or 3 catchers. A number of players playing both infield and outfield positions. And here we have a 1-3. Holly Heath makes the throw to Kristen Riffenberg. 2 away for the Mustangs. Next to the plate for Wekiva, catcher number 11, Alicia Perez. First pitch is inside. Perez lets it go. Second pitch is low. Perez not interested in that one either. Now ahead of the count, 2-0. Third one finds the mark for a 2-1 count. Nasia Griffin now entering her second year of coaching here at Wekiva. She's also the assistant athletic director and a proud alumna of the Mustangs. She was an accomplished athlete while she was here, although ironically not in softball. And here Alicia Perez is going to get hit. Perez advances to first. Next to the plate for the Mustangs, third baseman, number 24, Marla Lovato. Griffin played club softball throughout her high school career, and ultimately that is what she did in college. And then upon graduating from the University of Georgia, she returns to the Mustangs as a teacher, a coach, and an assistant athletic director. She is the first Mustang alum to return as a faculty member and coach, although don't be surprised if you see more of that as the school continues to build some history. That one right up the middle. Lovato knew before the umpire called it that was going to be a strike. Lovato is a power hitter for the Mustangs. She's responsible for the only home run we've seen at Mustang Field this season. She'll chase this pitch for a foul as she battles to stay alive behind the count 0-2. Good hit here would certainly be a confidence boost for her, as a couple of fumbled ground outs in the top of the first. And in spite of being behind the count, she knows better than to swing at that one. Nearly in the dirt, a 1-2 count. Another low one. Powell considered trying to pick off Perez at first, but thought better of it. Almost swung at that one, but determined that it was indeed inside. And now Lovato has battled back from an 0-2 count to a full count. A walk would be fine here. It'd put runners at 1 and 2, have somebody in scoring position. And the final pitch is high. Marla Lovato walks to first. That puts runners at 1 and 2 for first baseman, number 25, Sarah McDermott. First pitch away, and it's on the high side, but called a strike. Well, she'll chop that one. Play is made by Holly Heath. And that will take us to the end of the first inning. In that half inning, the Mustangs scored no runs on no hits, with no Wolverine errors, leaving 2 Mustangs on base. The score stands 1-0 Windermere at the end of 1 inning. The Wolverines will begin the top of the second inning in the sixth position of their lineup with third baseman number 33, Ari Bosch. Swinging strike will put the count at 1-1. The slow pitch is just outside for the second ball. This one high for ball 3. Bosch walks to first. Next to the plate for the Wolverines, pitcher number 10, Holly Heath. Next to the plate, left fielder number 22, Alexis Gauss. Gauss being very transparent here about the fact that she wants to bunt. 2 low pitches in a row, though, will put us at a 2-1 count. This one's high. Three and 1 for Gauss. And she'll foul this bunt attempt into the dirt. That'll make it a full count, and that means that she'll have to be careful if she wants to continue trying to bunt, because a fouled bunt on a third strike would result in an out. Full swing here, and it's just the right time to have one, too. That's right up the middle. Gauss singles to center field, and that will load up the bases for center fielder, number 99, Natalia Velez. Mustangs still looking to put an out on the board here in the second inning. First pitch is high. Ball one. Second is fouled out of play. Third pitch overhead to bring up a 2-1 count. That one high as well. She'll chop at it anyway. And we're going to get an infield fly. Vanessa Garcia makes the infield fly catch. Bases remain loaded as the Wolverines return to the top of their lineup card with catcher number 2, Ayanna Powell. First pitch starts high, but then falls into the strike zone, 0-1. A little too much mustard on the second one. High into the outside, 1-1. The wind here today is strongly against the batter. Wouldn't call it gusty, but it is definitely blustery out here today. Griffin releases a little bit too early, sends it into the dirt, 3-1. That one's right down the middle, and she'll take a swing at that. Sacrifice fly is caught by Sarah Daniel in left field, but that will score Ari Bosch. Next at the plate, second baseman number 1, Chrissy Fleming. Holly Heath scores, as does Alexis Gauss. That puts 4 runs on the board for the Wolverines. Next to the plate, shortstop number 8, Olivia Levens. 2-1 count for Lovins as the third pitch goes into the dirt. Pitch very high, but Perez able to get up there for it and avoid a disaster at home plate. Two outs on the board. And this is going to do it for number 8, Lovins, as Olivia Lovins walks to first. Runners at 1 and 3 now for first baseman number 5. Daniel unable to make the play in left field. Lovins scores for the 6th run. Reichenberg safe at third, and Bardsley at second. We'll pause for a timeout. Now in the pitcher circle for the Mustangs, number 14, Katie Dean.
According to you, I'm stupid, I'm useless, I can't do anything right. According to you, I'm difficult, hard to please, forever changing my mind. I'm a mess in a dress, can't show up on time, even if it would save my life. According to you, according to you. But according to him, I'm beautiful, incredible, he can't get me out of his head. According to him, I'm funny, irresistible, everything he ever wanted. Everything is...
Next to the plate for the Wolverines, third baseman number 33, Ari Bosch. Play is made from Dean to McDermott, and that will take us to the middle of the inning. In that half inning, Wolverines scored 5 runs on 3 hits with 3 Mustang errors, leaving 2 Wolverines on base. The score now 6-0 Wolverines at the end of an inning and a half. The Mustangs will start the second inning in the 6th position of their lineup with number 8, Alyssa Griffin. Play is made from Fleming to Reifenberg. One away for the Mustangs. Next to the plate for Wekiva. Second baseman number 15, Vanessa Garcia. So the Mustangs finally get out of a rough top of the second inning with 5 runs worth of damage caused there, many of which came after 2 outs. First pitch to Garcia is high and outside. Ball 1. Second one just catches the top end of the strike zone, 1-1. Heath has thrown 12 balls and 13 strikes so far in the first inning and change here. Next pitch away, that one is going to bounce off of the first baseman. Not really fair there, but unfortunately that does get scored as an error. Garcia safe at first. Next to the plate for the Mustangs, center fielder number 6, Lexi Witz. Wolverines coach will check in and make sure that everybody's ankle's okay after that. Riffenberg somehow got twisted around there and found that her ankle is not as effective as her glove, making that play. So Lexi Witz, who was originally on the roster as a JV bump up, but now has proven to be a starting pitcher. She's going to line out, though, and a possible double play. Griffin gets back in time, or Garcia, gets back in time. Line out play is taken care of by Gauss in left field. 2 away for the Mustangs. Next to the plate, left fielder, number 10, Sarah Daniel. Daniel, another of the Mustang slappers. This one catches the outside edge of the strike zone, 0-1. Daniel a little bit late on the swing. Sends it down the third baseline for a foul. That one certainly would have been a strike. Daniel will get a little bit late to the party, and she'll foul it away. Still an 0-2 count. This one will stay in fair territory. Play is made from Bosch to Reifenberg. That'll take us to the end of the second inning in that half inning. No runs on no hits, with 1 Wolverine error leaving 1 Mustang on base. And the score remains 6-0 Windermere at the end of 2 innings.
I came to dance, 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 dance. I hit the floor cause that's my plans. I'm wearing all my favorite brands. Give me some space for both my hands.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you have bookmarked WekivaMustangs.com. We've been mentioning it as a place that you can get the live stats and the live web streams, but it's more than that. You can also get the complete schedule there. The Mustangs' next game is going to be on the road. It is their first road game of the year. and it is also their first district game of the year. It's at West Orange, coming up in just 2 days, this Friday at 7 o'clock, an evening game against the Warriors. Again, that's Friday, February 23rd at 7 p.m. at West Orange. The Mustangs begin district play against a perennial state powerhouse. We hope you'll join them on the road. Coming up next week on the 26th, they'll play at Evans at 6 o'clock. And then the 28th is your next chance to catch them at home, and that will be another district game against the Olympia Titans here at Mustang Field at 4 o'clock. Meanwhile, the day after that, March 1st, is your first opportunity to catch the baseball team at home during the regular season. We'll be there to cover that one for you as well. Again, all of this information on our website, WekivaMustangs.com. As we enter the top of the third inning, in the 7th position of the lineup, pitcher number 10, Holly Heath. Dean delivers a fast one on the inside edge of the strike zone, and it's a swing and a miss for Heath. Strike one. Next one's a little too far inside for a ball. Another swinging strike puts it at a 1-2 count. Heath now well behind the count. Will have to battle here. She'll foul this one down the third baseline. 0 for 1 so far today. On an error, she got on base in the first inning. Or yes, I believe that was the first inning, possibly the second. Pitch number 6 is too high. He's not interested, and it brings up a full count for the Wolverines. Early swing will send this one out of play down the third baseline. Still 3-2 count. Lather, rinse, repeat. Three fouls in a row. This one went into the dirt. Still a full count. And that one just a shade too low for the umpire's taste. Heath walks to first. Next at the plate for the Wolverines, left fielder number 22, Alexis Gauss. Dean, one of the more seasoned of the Mustang pitchers. She returns to pitch for Varsity for the second year in a row. That one a little high, and she'll chop it down. It goes under Courtney Chisholm. Unclear whether that would have been a throw out at first anyway, as it was a slow ball, but we'll have to score that one as an error. Gauss safe at first. That puts Heath at second. And at the plate now for Windermere is center fielder number 99, Natalia Velez. Offensive obstruction will cause an out at third. One away. Play is made by Wissinger in left field, two away. Next at the plate, shortstop number 8, Olivia Levens. At some point, Wissinger and Daniel switched places while I wasn't looking. Wissinger now in left field. Daniel in right. I'm second guessing myself. I'm going to pull out my lineup card. Nope, lineup card clearly says Daniel in left, Wissinger in right. Gauss comes home on the throw as the play is attempted at first. Tough break for the Mustangs there. They tried to make the play at first and just weren't able to get it back to the plate in time. Three and one is the count for Levens, who is 0 for 1 on a fly out and a walk. That's a solid hit right there. Just out of reach of Courtney Chisholm. Olivia Levens picks up a 2 RBI double into left center field. Next to the plate for the Wolverines, first baseman number 5, Kristen Riffenberg. Lovins will get to third on the pass ball. A 2-0 count. Mustangs having a rough day here at the ballpark in terms of pitching and fielding. It's now a 9-0 ball game, top of the third. 2 outs on the board, though. Mustangs can put an end to this half inning here. That was a little bit outside, but it was close enough to get Riffenberg to take a shot at it. 3-1. Pitch away high and outside, and that'll be ball 4. Riffenberg walks to first. Runners at 1 and 3 now for right fielder, number 9, Alyssa Bardsley. Bardsley is 0 for 2 so far today. It was an error both times, though, so she got on base in each of her first 2 outings. This is her third at-bat for the Wolverines this afternoon. And it's a wild pitch. Lovin scores on the wild pitch. Riffenberg safe at third on the throw. That makes 10 runs for the Wolverines. One difference between Dean and Griffin, as the more experienced pitcher, Dean throws a harder fastball. That can be a great thing. It can also be a dangerous thing. .30 count for Dean. And that one is low and outside. Bardsley walks to first. Next to the plate for the Wolverines, third baseman number 33, Ari Bosch. First pitch is outside for a ball. Bosch is the 9th batter we have seen this half inning. And the last one. Bosch swings above this one, bringing up a 1-1 count. Another foul into the dirt this time. We'll bring up a 1-2 count. Dean has an opportunity to put an end to this half inning. Good hard cut here. It's a little bit early, though, and it will send it down the third baseline for a foul. Outside for ball 2. Pitch is high. Bosch swings at it anyway, manages to catch a piece of it, foul it away. Still a 2-2 count here in the top of the third inning. Wolverines leading 10-0. Hard cuts by Bosch. Again, though, just a little bit too early. She waits another 0.2 of a second on that one. She's possibly got a home run. This one's low, but Bosch continues to battle. Chops it away for a foul. Still a 2-2 count. Speaking of count, we're up to 8 pitches now. Dean is throwing 18 and 19 so far. That was her 37th pitch just there. That one's high. Swings at it anyway. Another foul. Bosch proving her ability to battle here with a variety of pitches. She's able to find all of them and at least turn them into fouls. Keep the at-bat alive. And keep this half inning alive, which has been going for quite some time now. Bosch will not chase that one, though, as it was too high into the outside. Now a full count. That one's up. It is playable, but nobody's able to get there in time as it's well outside the third base line for yet another foul. That was the 11th pitch of this at-bat. As Ari Bosch clearly has nowhere to be. Pitch number 12, fouled away. Base is now loaded for pitcher. Nope. We have a substitution into the lineup. Checking in for Holly Heath is number 11, Faith Campopiano. And so finally on pitch number 13, as it goes into the dirt, it's hard to tell whether that was hit by pitch on her toes or a fourth ball for a walk. Either way, it has the same result. 3 on now. Worth noting, sunsets today is at 6:21 p.m., which is an hour and 9 minutes away. First pitch high and outside, ball 1. That's a nice long hit there, but it goes off the fence in foul territory. Wissinger never really had a shot at that one. 1-1. At least got the blood flowing, though, and all the runners. If that had been fair, that certainly would have scored at least 2. This one looks good. It's going to fall inside the park, but that's going to score probably 3 runners. Faith Campopiano deep into center field. She will score all 3 base runners and get 2 for herself on a 3 RBI double. And we'll have another substitution. MK Cruz Vasquez in as a pinch runner at second base. Next in the lineup is left fielder number 22, Alexis Gauss. And no strike that. It actually will be a courtesy runner. I forgot that even though Campopiano was not the pitcher, she is in for the pitcher. We'll pause here for a timeout. So again, we have Gauss at the plate, Cruz Vasquez at second as a courtesy runner. 2 outs on the board and a 13-0 lead for the Wolverines. Chisholm can't make the play there. She dives for it, gets a piece of it. Next to the plate, Natalia Velez. Can of corn, and Courtney Chisholm makes the fly catch at shortstop. And that will take us to the middle of the 3rd inning. In that half inning, Wolverines scored 7 runs on 2 hits with 2 Mustang errors, leaving 2 Wolverines on base. The score 13-0 at the end of 2.5 innings. as we enter the bottom of the third inning. Now in the pitcher's circle for the Wolverines is number 11, Faith Campopiano, and the Mustangs start in the first position of their lineup with shortstop number 3, Courtney Chisholm. Second pitch is high for ball 2. Chisholm is 0 for 1 so far on a ground out. That one was a little closer on the horizontal axis, but still too high on the vertical. And Chisholm is out to a 3-0 lead. Four balls in a row, and Courtney Chisholm walks to first. Next to the plate for the Mustangs, pitcher, number 14, Katie Dean. Dean is 0 for 1 today on a ground out. So Courtney Chisholm steals second, but then Lovins bobbles the throw, and that allows her to get yet another base. So that'll be scored as an error in addition to the stolen base. All that excitement may have caused you to forget that Katie Dean actually swung at that pitch, that first pitch that was outside the strike zone. She was not able to check her swing in time, so that was a strike. The second pitch, though, is not. That's well inside for a ball. Third pitch is going to be high and outside for ball 2. So a 2-1 count at the plate. High pitch makes it a 3-1 count. Campopiano has so far thrown 7 balls and 1 strike, and the 1 strike she threw was a ball anyway. Ball 4. Katie Dean walks to first. And we'll pause for a timeout. Alicia Dean will be next in the lineup for the Mustangs. We got a ball at the plate. Courtney Chisholm is nearly picked off at third, but it gives an opportunity for Katie Dean to steal second. The 2-1 count for Alicia Perez at the plate here. Runners at 2 and 3. That's a high outside pitch for ball 3. Perez sends it behind the backstop for a foul ball and brings up a full count at the plate. Good cut, a little early. Still 3-2. Pitch is high, but Perez will go ahead and chase after it anyway. Since she has 2 strikes on the board, she'll foul it away. And Perez is going to drop this one in fair territory, and the Mustangs are on the board. Alicia Perez drops it into fair territory. Courtney Chisholm scores for the Mustangs. Next to the plate for Wekiva, third baseman number 24, Marla Lovato. Foul ball puts up 1 strike. Lovato's got a strong headwind, but she is certainly a power hitter for the Mustangs. That last pop-up by Perez landed in fair territory will certainly give a boost to the Mustang morale. Alicia Perez steals second, and that gives Katie Dean an opportunity to come home. 2 runs on the board for the Mustangs. Lotto fouls it away, stays alive. 1-2 count. Mustangs with 2 runs on the board. And in spite of being behind the count, she knows better than to swing at that. Brings up 2-2. Amazing what can happen for the Mustangs when they get some base runners. Lovato chops at it. Sends it into the backstop for a foul. Still 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Campopiano records a swinging strikeout, but one away for the Mustangs. Next to the plate, first baseman number 25, Sarah McDermott. First pitch is low and inside for ball 1. One and two the count after the foul. That one's too high, 2-2. Just one out on the board for the Mustangs. They already have 2 runs in this half inning. That one's inside for the third ball. Brings up a full count for McDermott. Campopiano records the looking strikeout. 2 away for the Mustangs. Next at the plate is number 8, Alyssa Griffin. First one's down the middle, and Griffin watches it go by. Strike 1. Second pitch high for the ball. 1-1. Another high pitch. Campopiano seems to favor the high side of the strike zone. She's thrown 18 balls and 15 strikes so far. Another high pitch for ball 3. And we're going to get this one into fair territory. Play is at the plate. Alicia Perez scores on Perez's single into center field. She'll actually make it to second on the throw. Next to the plate for Wekiva, second baseman number 15, Vanessa Garcia. Checking into the game at second base, number 4, Khalil Henderson. And once again, we have Vanessa Garcia at the plate for the Mustangs. 1 ball on the board, or rather it would be on the board if the board were turned on. And Fleming avoids the error by making a ground out instead of a fly catch. Fleming makes the play to Riffenberg for the 4-3 ground out, and that will take us to the end of the third inning. In that half inning, the Mustangs scored 3 runs on 2 hits with 1 Wolverine error, leaving 1 Mustang on base. And the score now stands 13-3 at the end of 3 innings.
Hey baby, won't you look my way? I can be your new addiction. Hey baby, what you gotta say? All you're giving me is fiction. I'm a sorry sucker and this happens all the time. I find out that everybody talks, everybody talks, everybody talks. It started with a whisper, and now it's when I kissed her, and then she made my lips hurt. I could hear the chit chat. Take me to your love shack. Mama's always got a backtrack when everybody talks back. Hey honey, you could be my drug, you could be my new prescription. Too much caviar, overdose. All this trash talk make me itchy. Oh my shit. Everybody talks, everybody talks, everybody talks too much. It started with a whisper, and now it's when I kissed her, and then she made my lips hurt. I can hear the chit chat. Take me to your love shack.
Wolverines will begin the 4th inning in the first position of their lineup with catcher number 2, Ayanna Powell. The play is fair, and Powell will make it to second base. Next to the plate, Second baseman number 1, Chrissy Fleming. So the world will never know if that would have been fair or foul if Wissinger hadn't gone after it, but she did go after it with her feet still in fair territory. Play is in the dirt. Powell goes to third on the passed ball. 2-0 at the plate. Fleming will bunt this one foul. 2-1 count, runner at third. Dean is throwing 23 and 30 so far. That's going to go deep. And it's outside the foul pole. Down the third base line, and it'll be 2-2 now. That one's in fair territory. Over Chisholm's head. Fleming doubles to left center field. That'll send Powell home. Next to the plate for the Wolverines, shortstop number 8, Olivia Levens. Second pitch gets a good cut. A little early though, and fouls it away. 1-1. Third pitch is high. Levin's not interested. Brings up a 2-1 count. Wolverines leading 2 touchdowns to a field goal. Levins is 1 for 2. So far, she's been at bat 3 times. She's got a fly out, a walk, and a double. This pitch is in the dirt. It's a pass ball. And Fleming will go to third. Garcia not able to get there, and this one's going to go all the way to the back fence. Lovins sends one to the back fence for a double. That will score Fleming. Next to the plate, first baseman number 5, Kristen Riffenberg. Alicia Perez makes the fly catch. One away for the Wolverines. Next to the plate, right fielder number 9, Alyssa Bardsley. Soft swing will go to the shortstop. Will she beat the throw? Out. She does beat the throw. Potential for a double play, and it is. Tag is made by Alicia Perez after the throw is made from Chisholm to McDermott for a double play, and that takes us to the middle of the 4th inning. In that half inning, the Wolverines scored 2 runs on 2 hits with 1 Mustang error, leaving no Wolverines on base. The score now stands 15-3 at the end of 3.5 innings. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you in the ballpark, we did go ahead and activate all of the scoreboards that work. We still are not sure what's wrong with the softball scoreboard, but since baseball is not playing a game, they're only practicing, we went ahead and put it up on that scoreboard if you can see it. And for those of you who can see the football field, we went ahead and put the score up there as well so you can follow along. We will continue to look into what's going on with the softball scoreboard. And like I mentioned earlier in the game, you can also pull it up on your smartphone anytime with much more information than you could have seen here in the ballpark anyway. You can get the link from our website, WekivaMustangs.com. As we enter the bottom of the 4th inning, the Mustangs will begin in the 8th position of their lineup with center fielder number 6, Lexi Witz. Look at the cut on that swing. Again, another couple tenths of a second, and that can be a home run. As it stands, though, it fouls away down the third baseline, 0-1. Fly catch is made by Alyssa Bardsley deep in right center field. One away for the Mustangs. Next at the plate, right fielder number 10, Sarah Daniel. First pitch high and outside. 1 ball. Another outside pitch, bring up 2 balls for Sarah Daniel. Daniel will make a last-minute decision to try to bunt, but it bounces into the dirt behind the plate. 2-1. Low and outside, 3 balls now for Sarah Daniel. Potential opportunity to get a base runner here with 1 out on the board. She'll once again try to bunt. And it's going to go foul, so she's going to have to give up that strategy. Full count. She can't bunt foul now. Low and outside. Sarah Daniel walks to first. The Mustangs now return to the top of the card with shortstop number 3, Courtney Chisholm. First pitch is just inside for strike 1. Second pitch away, and Chisholm will chop this straight to the pitcher. It's thrown wide at first base. Sarah Daniel scores for the Mustangs. Chisholm safe at second. So we'll score that as a throwing error on the pitcher. Sarah Daniel is at home on the throw. No, she's home on the error, and then Chisholm is safe at second on the throw since they tried to make the play at home. What a mess. Next to the plate for the Mustangs, pitcher number 14, Katie Dean. Courtney Chisholm is safe at home on the throw. The play is made at first, though, to put 2 away for the Mustangs. Next to the plate for Wekiva, catcher number 11, Alicia Perez. 1-1 count for Perez at the plate. Perez has a remarkably strong cut for the Mustangs. She can get the timing and accuracy just right. She can do very well. Base is empty now for the Mustangs with 2 outs. They've scored 2 in this half inning. This one's going to go behind the backstop for a foul. 1-2 count. Campopiano has thrown 26 balls, 27 strikes in her 53 pitches so far since she came in a couple of innings ago. Perez behind the count here will have to reach for that one to foul it away and stay alive. This one's low. Perez again has to swing at it to keep the at-bat alive. Still a 1-2 count. Mustangs staying alive in this one. Still 10 runs behind, though. They'll need to close that margin by at least 1 to extend the game past the next inning. Ari Bosch makes the fly catch at third base. And that will take us to the end of the 4th inning. In that half inning, the Mustangs scored 2 runs on no hits with 1 Wolverine error, leaving none on base. And the score now stands 15-5 Windermere at the end of 4 innings.
Stopping us right now, and there's no stopping us right now, and there's no stopping us right now. I feel so close to you right now.
As we enter the top of the 5th inning, Wolverines will start in the 6th position of the lineup with third baseman number 33, Ari Bosch. And Wissinger, Whites, and Chisholm will gather for a discussion of who should catch that one. Unfortunately, they don't reach a conclusion by the time it lands. Bosch safe at first, next to the plate, pitcher number 11, Faith Campopiano. Fielder's choice is made from Chisholm to Garcia. Campopiano beats the throw to first, though. One away for the Wolverines, and next at the plate is left fielder number 22, Alexis Gauss. In at first base is a courtesy runner for the pitcher, number 4, Katie Benedict. And once again, this is Gauss at the plate. Strike is called at the plate. Benedict makes it to second, and probably would have been safe regardless, but certainly was after the fumbled attempt from McDermott. Al brings up a 2-2 count. Dean records a strikeout, 2 away for the Wolverines. Next to the plate, center fielder number 99, Natalia Velez. Third pitch well inside. 2-1 count 2 outs on the board here in the top of the 5th inning. Play is made from Dean to McDermott, and that will take us to the middle of the 5th inning. No runs on 1 hit with no Mustang errors, leaving 1 on base, and that leaves the score at 15-5 at the end of 4.5 innings. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the middle of the 5th inning, and if you've been to a Mustang softball game before, you know what that means. It's time for the 5th inning stretch. So stand up, stretch your legs, and join us now for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, for it's root for the Mustangs. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. As we enter the bottom of the 5th inning, the Mustangs start in the 4th position of the lineup with number 24, Marla Lovato. Lovato swats at the first one. A little late, though, and goes foul of the first base line. 0-1. The Mustangs need to score at least 1 run to keep the game alive, although if we're not careful, the sun is going to take care of that for us. Lovato uses that power hitting to go under the arm of Faith Campopiano. And it's a hard grounder to center field. Lovato is safe at first on the single. Next to the plate for the Mustangs, first baseman number 25, Sarah McDermott. First pitch is inside for a ball. For those of you watching live, you already know. In case you're watching on replay, it is right now 6:08 p.m. Officially, sunset is at 6:21. So 13 minutes away from that. Of course, there is enough daylight to play a little bit past official sunset if we had to. But the Mustangs in their 11th season still have not assembled the funding to put lights up on the field. This one is going to land in fair territory, and it is out of range of Bardsley. That's going to be at least a double. Lovato thought about coming home, but then she thought better of it. Sarah McDermott deep into right field. She picks up a double for herself, sends Lovato on to third. Next to the plate, the Mustangs will check into the lineup once again, number 8. That's Alyssa Griffin, and also we'll have a substitution at second base, and that is number 12, Ura Reed. So Griffin will be at the plate. Mustangs figure at this point we're far enough into the game, they go ahead and use their substitution. They can always re-enter McDermott to play at first base in the next half inning. At this point, they need their best chance to send somebody home. If they do send somebody home, then we are playing another inning. If they pick up 3 outs before that happens, then we are not playing another inning. 2 runners in scoring position. Griffin at bat. Lovato not able to tag up, and a triple play will take us directly to the end of the ball game. In the final half inning, no runs scored on 2 hits with no Wolverine errors, leaving none on base. In total for the game, the Wolverines scored 15 runs on 9 hits with 8 Mustang errors, leaving 6 Wolverines on base. Mustangs 5 runs on 4 hits with 3 Wolverine errors, leaving 4 on base. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for coming out tonight to support your Mustang and Wolverine athletes. Mustang fans, your next chance to catch Wekiva is going to be on the road coming up Friday at 7 p.m. in their first district game at West Orange. Again, that's Friday at 7 at West Orange. Next chance to catch them at home coming up February 28th at 4 p.m. against Olympia. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Wekiva Sports and bookmark WekivaMustangs.com for all of your scores, schedules, and more. Please drive carefully and arrive home safely. Have a great night.